Hello watch fans, it's Anders here on Watch On channel. Today the full review of a very interesting microbrand from New Zealand. This is Draken or Draken Watches, and I got in 2 of their watches for review. You might remember I did the review of the prototype of their new KRUGER Mega Quartz watch. If you didn't see that review, you can click up in the right hand corner now to see that review. Also, if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. I hope you will enjoy my videos and click the notification bell, then you will never miss another video when I release a video here on Watch On channel. So what we have here is not a new watch from Draken. It is an older watch, but it's a newer version of one of their most popular models. It comes in this nice leather pouch here. You can definitely use this as a travel case if you buy one of these watches. Inside we find several items. We find a nice little tag here with the logo and the brand name. Then we find this seatbelt strap. Inside here we find the warranty card. And then down here we find the watch. So here we have it. Let me just take it out. And here we have the Tugela out of the box. This is the Tugela version number 3. So it kind of implies that there was a first version and a second version, and they did some improvements from each version. Now it's the Tugela number 3, and they did some nice improvements from Tugela version number 2. It comes in 3 different variations. You can get this red version. It's almost kind of the same red as I see on the Tudor Black Bay, and you can get it in blue and in black. As you see, it is a big Thule dive watch, but it does seem and appear bigger than it is. The bezel actually goes out from the case, so with the bezel you get 41.8. You get a thickness of 13 millimeters, 13.7 millimeters, lug to lug of 48 millimeters, a lug width of 22, which tapers down to 20. And that is one of the improvements that they did. They actually made a taper on the bracelet. I saw Random Rob, he reviewed the blue version of the second edition or iteration of the Tugela, and they didn't taper the bracelet, which just isn't a good look in my opinion. You want a taper to the bracelet, it just looks and feels better on the wrist. As I said, the bezel is kind of growing out from the case. You can see it's kind of this angular case here, which becomes smaller at the bottom, and you only get 39.9 millimeters if you measure the case from this side to this side. So you see the layout is a typical dive style layout with big hands, these kind of sword style hands. I think that the orange minute hand, it reminds me a little of the Omega Plopruff. Also maybe a little of the orange minute hands of Squale watches. And then we get a date window at 6 o'clock, and as you see, it's kind of framed in orange, and I think this is a really clever way of doing a date complication. It's very anonymous down here at 6 o'clock. Also, I think it's a really nice thing that they did color match, so you get the white on black. The dial is this kind of almost kind of matte black. Then you just get the splash of orange at the tip of the second hand, the framing of the date window, the minute hand, and then the name of the watch with automatic Draken or Draken here at 12 o'clock. And then you get these very kind of angular, very sharp edged minute markings. They kind of remind me of the famous and now kind of legendary Pac-Man, the DEPTHMASTER Pac-Man from NIVADA GRENCHEN. I did review the NIVADA GRENCHEN DEPTHMASTER recently. If you want to see that review, you can click the link up in the right hand corner right now. So I kind of think it has some inspiration from a lot of watches. It has a very slightly domed sapphire crystal with AR treatment, and I think you can see here in the studio lights we get really nice visibility. It's very clear. In some angles it's almost like there's actually no crystal. Also the lume, which is of course Swiss X1C3 Super Luminova. You see we also get lume in the aluminium bezel insert. Really nice and strong green lume. We get a 120 click unidirectional bezel, very easy to grip. And I think the bezel action is really nice for a watch that is priced at 580 New Zealand dollars, which is the same as 385 US dollars. So less than 400 US dollars for this watch. Inside of this watch ticks the Seiko NH35A, which is a 21,600 vibrations per hour movement. It has a power reserve of approximately 40 hours. And I must say, with the accuracy you see on the screen now, I get with this particular example, it's amazing. So between 4 and 5 seconds plus, that's actually within COSC specifications. Of course, this isn't a certified watch in any way, but I think it's really nice that you get that kind of accuracy out of that movement. Both the bracelet and the case is 316L stainless steel, but it's bead blasted, so you get this kind of satin matte finish. I think it looks great. Then you get Draken here on the side, a big signed crown. What I didn't mention in the review of the KRUGER is that the crown action on these Draken watches, it's really good. Just look at the knurling here, a big fat crown which is very easy to grip, the logo here, and it's very easy to operate. It unscrews very easily, winding it feels buttery smooth, and it's so easy to screw it back in. You don't have to back thread like you do with some watches. You have just to take one turn back and then screw it in. It's just perfect. The weakest point of the watch is the clasp, and I think it's perfectly fine with this kind of fold over 2 push button clasp. When you buy a Microbrand watch at less than 400 US dollars, of course it's okay, but it is still one of these kind of standard, a little bit boring clasps. The good thing from the second version to the third version here is that they actually added 3 more micro adjustments, so you get no less than 6 micro adjustments here to find the perfect fit. You also see that the links, which are fitted with push pins, they are kind of small, very nice articulation, but they're kind of short, so you can easily find the perfect fit. Signed here. And of course the case back, as we see here on this 300 meter water resistant dive watch. The Tugela is named after Tugela Falls Park in South Africa. I didn't have to remove any links, I just adjusted the watch in the 6 micro adjustments here at the clasp, which is really nice. You see on my 17.5 centimeter wrist circumference, I can easily pull off this watch. It is on the heavy side. It is definitely a hefty watch. You can feel it on your wrist. If you like bigger dive watches, this is definitely something for you. Female end links, this means that they just fall down. The bracelet just falls down from the case. You don't have this kind of part hanging out from the case, so you get a real true 48 millimeters from lock tip to lock tip. Of course it isn't perfect because you have to cut corners. It's a small brand, all of that. Of course, I would have preferred a better clasp. I would have preferred screwed instead of push pins. No doubt about that. I would also have preferred a more interesting movement than the Seiko NH35A. That is, of course, a movement that can keep down cost. But when you get the accuracy you get with this particular movement, in this particular watch, you can't complain. But definitely maybe a Miyota 9015 movement would have been a nice choice. I'm a little bit bored with all these Seiko NH35A movements, but as long as they perform, and then there's no problem. Also, you can definitely also discuss if the market needs another big masculine dive watch, but a lot of people, they enjoy buying these Microbrand dive watches just to get something new in the collection, just to enjoy some other watches than the big brand watches. And with the right mixture of different influences, just like on this Tugela, I think that it is an interesting watch, and I can definitely see why people are interested in this watch. I got it in from loan, it's on a watch tour, so it's going on from me to the next reviewer. So I hope you enjoyed the review. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Also, I would really appreciate a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.